Hi, welcome to week 5. And today I am inspired by Claudette's journal covers. Well, actually, this is my journal now, but I just love the texture, the squiggle lines on the front and the back. So I'll be working on the last page of the journal. And to start, let's collage some papers. So now that the papers are dry, it's time to gesso. And I'll be using a heavy body gesso. But this time I'm going to put a thinner coat than I normally do. So I'm applying it with a credit card, and then I realized that I forgot to back the paper, but that's okay. It's no big deal, and you don't hurt anything anyway. So just lift the paper and continue working. I went ahead and pulled these colors from my stash, and before I got started on the actual page, I did a little swatch, and I think that I came pretty close. Now, I'm not out to duplicate what Claudette did here on the right. I just want to make the page coordinate with what's already there. I'm going to start with black acrylic, and for this I decided to use a blotting technique. So I'm applying the acrylic paint there, and I'll go ahead and rub it onto the page. Now you can certainly go straight onto the page with acrylic, but I was going for a certain texture. And the first two didn't turn out quite the way I wanted them to, but I happened to nail it on this third imprint. And that's the only acrylic I'll be using on the page. I'm going to move on to inks, and I'll have you follow along. While that's drying, I grabbed a piece of black construction paper, but if you don't have the color that you want, go ahead and get a piece of white paper and paint it. But I happen to have it, so I'm going to apply modeling paste on this. Now, I don't have a lot of experience working with modeling paste, So I'm applying it on pretty thick here. And you can probably guess I am going to work and make those squiggle lines, replicate those onto this paper here. So I let it dry a little bit, and you can use a bamboo skewer. I happen to have this paper piercer thing, and now I'm going through the modeling paste, and as you can see, it's not quite dry, and I also put a lot. So I'm going to fast forward and have you watch how I deal with this and salvage it enough that it is okay in the end to use. Anyway, trial by error. Here you go. And here it is. Didn't turn out too bad. And I, again, like all the squiggle lines and how it's referenced to the cover there. So here's the journal page. It's dry and it's fine. It coordinates, got the right colors and everything. And this was my plan, to add it on top of this page. But there's one more step. I want to add color to this. So I made a little wash using one drop of this fluid acrylic and the ink, acrylic ink. And those two colors kind of make that teal. So I'm using one of my favorite scruffy brushes and just applying it liberally onto the page. And you know, construction paper isn't very thick, so I have to use care with this because it can tear very easily. So I'm going to apply the color in layers and let's see how it turns out. All right, I have to admit, I'm relieved that my idea worked for this page. I'm going to attach the little squiggle piece to the page on the left and finish it off with words or a sentiment, a picture, I don't know yet. And because this is the last page of the journal, you'll have to wait for the final flip through to see it completed. I just feel it's weird to show the last layout before you see the other pages. Does that make sense? Anyway, thanks for following along. I hope to see you next week. And until then, take care. Bye.